satisfy, that's NCI.
National Home Loans. Get your dream home. All could be yours. Walk through the door. Come take what you need. Get you the keys. All could be yours. What you deserve. National Home Loans. Get your dream home. Get your dream home. Get your dream home. National Home Loans. Get your dream home.
National Home Loans. Home ownership made easy. When you're with National, you're home.
The SKNFA loves football. And part of loving the game is making sure the players have access to the best healthcare. Never before has the association taken such a big step in looking out for our players. That's why our partnership with SKB MRI is vitally important. This is an essential step towards better and faster player recovery.
At SKB MRI, you benefit from world-class diagnostics and equipment built for top athletes and suited for everyone. Located in St. Kitts, it's easy to schedule an appointment. You can also look forward to amazing customer service from professionals who truly care about your health and recovery. We want you back in the game as soon as possible and fully recovered.
SKB MRI has been essential to my health as a player.
Their services are the finest.
SKB MRI helps me to get back on the field quickly and safely.
Because, as I said earlier, we at the SKNFA, we love football.
SKB MRI, your health can't wait.
Own your own, oh yeah. Build your future today. Let Own Mortgage show you the way. Own your own, your family, your home, build it with pride. National Bank is right here by your side. With every step, with every loan. National Bank helps you find your own, oh yeah. Build your future today. Let Own Mortgage show you the way. Own your own.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy, that's NCI.
National Home Loans. Get your dream home. All could be yours. Walk through the door. Come take what you need. Get you the keys. All could be yours. What you deserve. National Home Loans. Get your dream home. Get your dream home. Get your dream home. National Home Loans. Get your dream home.
National Home Loans. Home ownership made easy. When you're with National, you're home.
The SKNFA loves football. And part of loving the game is making sure the players have access to the best healthcare. Never before has the association taken such a big step in looking out for our players. That's why our partnership with SKB MRI is vitally important. This is an essential step towards better and faster player recovery.
At SKB MRI, you benefit from world-class diagnostics and equipment built for top athletes and suited for everyone. Located in St. Kitts, it's easy to schedule an appointment. You can also look forward to amazing customer service from professionals who truly care about your health and recovery. We want you back in the game as soon as possible and fully recovered.
SKB MRI has been essential to my health as a player.
Their services are the finest.
SKB MRI helps me to get back on the field quickly and safely.
Because, as I said earlier, we at the SKNFA, we love football.
SKB MRI, your health can't wait.
On your own, oh yeah. Build your future today. Let Own Mortgage show you the way. On your own, your family, your home, build it with pride. National Bank is right here by your side. With every step, with every loan. National Bank helps you find your own. Oh yeah, build your future today. Let Own Mortgage show you the way. On your own.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
National Home Loans. Get your dream home. All could be yours. Walk through the door. Come take what you need. Get you the keys. All could be yours. What you deserve. National Home Loans. Get your dream home. Get your dream home. Right it. Get your dream home. National Home Loans. Get your dream home.
National Home Loans. Home ownership made easy. When you're with National, you're home.
The SKNFA loves football. And part of loving the game is making sure the players have access to the best healthcare. Never before has the association taken such a big step in looking out for our players. That's why our partnership with SKB MRI is vitally important. This is an essential step towards better and faster player recovery.
At SKB MRI, you benefit from world-class diagnostics and equipment built for top athletes and suited for everyone. Located in St. Kitts, it's easy to schedule an appointment. You can also look forward to amazing customer service from professionals who truly care about your health and recovery. We want you back in the game as soon as possible and fully recovered.
SKB MRI has been essential to my health as a player.
Their services are the finest. SKB MRI helps me to get back on the field quickly and safely.
Because, as I said earlier, we at the SKNFA, we love football.
SKB MRI, your health can't wait.
On your own, oh yeah. Build your future today. Let Own Mortgage show you the way. On your own, your family, your home, build it with pride. National Bank is right here by your side. With every step, with every loan. National Bank helps you find your own. Oh yeah, build your future today. Let Own Mortgage show you the way. On your own.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Testing, testing. Good morning, everyone. As the chairperson for today's event, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this significant gathering in football calendar, the press conference for the Premier League Final Four. My name is Tichelle MacLean, General Secretary of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association. Today, we are here to shine a light on the achievements and readiness of our 4 exceptional teams that have qualified for the Final Four. We also aim to discuss the exciting finals that are just around the corner. A special welcome is extended to our esteemed sponsor, National Bank Group of Companies, and our dedicated media representatives. Your support and coverage is invaluable. I also wish to extend welcome to the representatives from our finalist teams who are the stars of today's event. Allow me to introduce the president of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association, Mr. Atiba Harris, who has been instrumental in leading our association to new heights. Mr. Harris will share his insights into the league's progress and strategic plans for today. In addition, we have Ms. Sherna Pemberton, Communications and Marketing Manager, and representatives from our 4 clubs: St. Peter's FC, Austin Deco Huggins, Head Coach, Vince Roy Nelson, Player Rep, Keon FC, Niquan Brown, Captain, Old Road United FC, and Mr. Darion Fleming, Team Manager, St. Paul's United FC. Team Manager, St. Paul's United FC. I'm going to turn now the proceedings over to Mr. Harris to give his opening remarks as President of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association. Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Madam General Secretary. Allow me to adopt the protocol that was so ably established. Listening public, fans, supporters of football here in St. Kitts and Nevis, fans in the diaspora community, parents, kids, clubs, all members of the SKNFA, and all supporters who near and far who continue to bless us with the encouragement. National Bank Group of Companies, title sponsor for the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association Premier Division, COSCAB, SKB MRI, and all other partners who have made this thing possible. Media houses, we thank you for your continuous support and coverage of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association and its leagues and national teams. Without you, we would be struggling. So, the Premier Division, I think we can all agree that the 2024 Premier Division has been the most competitive season yet in the history of the SKNFA, from day 1 to the last day of the Premier Division. We continue to strive for higher heights, encourage competitiveness, and encouraging the clubs as we lean towards professionalizing our clubs and professionalizing football here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We've seen a lot more dedication. Teams are now committed to training week in, week out. Even the FA Cup, you would have seen the competitiveness that you haven't been seeing over the years. But today, we're here to highlight the top 4 teams: St. Peter's FC, Keon Rockets FC, Old Road United Jets, and St. Paul's United FC. I want to personally congratulate you guys for making the Final Four again, and may the best team win as we continue to proceed with this press conference.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I am pleased to welcome the the representative for the National Bank Group of Companies, Ms. Shona Pemberton, Communication and Marketing Manager.
Good morning, everyone. Kindly allow me to adopt the protocol previously acknowledged. In February of this year, the National Bank Group of Companies rekindled its partnership with the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association. As the title sponsor of the Premier League, this 4-year partnership marks a significant milestone in our commitment to the sport and the community. It underscores our dedication to supporting local football and highlights our belief in the power of sports to inspire, unite, and drive positive change. Over the past 6 months, the partnership has created tremendous opportunities to both entities. The national group has been thrilled to engage with fans during halftime, bringing interactive and enjoyable experiences that we hope have added to the excitement and enjoyment of the games. We had the pleasure of engaging with fans in a meaningful way through our Visa Card Incentive Program. Earlier in the season, we offered a 50% discount on gate entry for fans using their National Bank Visa cards. This offer is a fantastic way to make the matches more accessible and exciting. Currently, we continue to offer a 10% discount, ensuring that our support for the fans remains strong and impactful. This initiative has not only provided fans with a tangible benefit, but has also fostered a deeper connection between our bank or our group and the football community. It has allowed us to celebrate and support the vibrant football culture here in St. Kitts and Nevis, while also driving positive engagement with our financial services. Additionally, our continued investment in these significant development programs generates valuable socioeconomic opportunities, and through these, we've supported local businesses, promoted economic activity, and invested in youth and grassroots programs like the National Bank Primary School Football Competition, which the bank has been supporting for well over 2 decades. These efforts align with our commitment to contributing to the community's growth and development. As we celebrate the achievements of the teams who are here today and players in this Premier League and anticipate a well-contended finals, I want to reaffirm our ongoing commitment to the SKNFA and the future of football in our region. We are proud to be part of this initiative, and that enhances community engagement, support local businesses, and contribute to the growth and development of football in St. Kitts and Nevis. We look forward to continuing our partnership, supporting the growth of the sport, and contributing to the development of young talent in the years to come. Thank you again to Mr. President and the SKNFA body for your unwavering support and for being part of this incredible journey. Here's to an exhilarating final and many more successful seasons ahead. Let the best team win.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Pemberton. Now, for the highlights of today. Allow me to introduce once again the representatives from our 4 outstanding teams. Mr. Oxton Deco Huggins, head coach of Development Bank St. Peter's FC. Mr. Vince Roy Nelson, player rep of Azul Kayon FC. Mr. Nikwan Brown, captain of Old Road United Jets. And Mr. Darion Fleming of St. Paul's, SL Hosford St. Paul's United FC. Ed Mead, I keep on giving you the wrong title, I do apologize. Ed Mead, our representative for St. Paul's FC. Now, we had an exciting run this season. St. Paul's FC dominated the first round. Then we had St. Peter's FC dominating the second round, with a brief stint from Kayon FC heading the top of the table somewhat for a brief moment. And then we had Orwell United Jets, which actually defeated St. Paul's United in their run of the FA Cup. So believe you me, we had an exciting season in the National Bank Group of Companies Premier League. I am going to give these young men the opportunity to highlight their challenges and their aspirations and their goals for this Final Four. Starting with Mr. Huggins, St. Peter's FC.
First of all, I'd like to say a very pleasant morning to the listening audience and also to the teams, President, Secretary, National Bank. Thank you for having us here. This season was a very exciting one, as you say, and to my knowledge and based on experience, it's one of the best seasons we had in years. As you rightfully said, the competitiveness amongst the team, even from the team that did not qualify with the Final Four, I think they display a very good brand of football. We had real competitiveness from Bath, especially in Nevis. What we might consider one of the team that came up from First Division, and they're doing extremely well in terms of maintaining a particular standard of play, a high standard of play to ensure that they remain in the Premier Division. With the Superstars last out in the last match, I think, when they played against the Garden Hotspurs. Had they win the game, it would be, again, total chaos again in terms of the team to qualify for the four. So I think it was very, very exciting, high standard. Like I say, I've never seen it like this before, right? Everybody 1 point above each other, everybody the same point, and the goal average is the one that separates who should be in front of who. So, and then we had a lot of cooperative sponsors who come on board. So something exciting must be happening. So I don't understand why people will say the standard ain't improving, nothing happening to football. I think they're only fooling themselves. Because we who are involved in it, we could clearly see that things happening. So I want to encourage the general public, the fans, everybody to come on out, and let's continue to support the teams. Can't say my team alone, because I know that everybody going to be coming. Football is a community thing. Everybody enjoy football. Football is life, so come on out and let's have a nice party atmosphere and enjoy the football.
Thank you, Mr. Huggins. Mr. Nelson?
All right, so good morning to the head table and to the listening and viewing public. Sorry. I think for us, we had a great run. From the beginning of the season, I think we did our best. We understood the assignment, understood where we needed to be, and most importantly, we tried to learn from last season's shortcomings. Special mention to the head coach. I think he came in, and his philosophy and his understanding of the game and his longevity, because he's been around for a long time. He came in and he instilled that in us, and it made it easier for us to play football. I think this season, and just to echo what everybody has been saying so far, I think by far it is has been the most competitive season. I think for all 10 teams, maybe probably like 8, each and every one of them had a chance, a good chance of making it into the 4, based on the wins and whatnot. So I think that should be commended as well. I don't think we've ever had that. Like Coach Astin mentioned about Bath, I think Bath, they surprised us. They tend to, tangle up people's feet most of the times. And, me personally, I used to hate playing against them, but that's what makes the league so competitive. If you could have teams like that coming in and performing and doing so well, and if you keep that level going, then St. Kitts football is on the up and up. So I think all in all, the SKNFA should be commended for its work and for bringing football to where it is now. And I'm hoping that this is only the beginning, so we could take it higher. So that's me.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Ikon?
I want to say on behalf of my team, community, supporters, we are very, very delighted to be here. Our aim for this season was to basically just improve on our results that we had last season, so turn the wins into wins, keep the wins on wins, and turn the losses into wins, even a draw. Seeing that how competitive the league was, you couldn't rest. Nobody could rest. Couldn't say you're resting a key player for this time, so I must commend every team for that. You know, everybody fight. Everybody wanted to be here, but only a few could be here. Luckily, we've been in here. So I want to commend all the teams them for the hard work that they've been doing. Also the SKNFA. Should be an exciting one, you know. All the teams them in the Final Four, very, very competitive. All the games them had been narrow. I think who Angel win, you know. So for the fans, I want to say that come out early. You know, I mean, it's going to be an exciting one. You don't want to miss anything. So, yeah, at the end of the day, may the best team win.
All right, good morning to everyone. And first, let me congratulate the other three teams that are at the table in St. Peter's, Keon, and Old Road. I think all four teams would have worked very hard to get to the point that we are at now, especially based on what we would have heard so far in terms of how competitive the league would have been. I think there was a time during the second round when you had about 8 teams vying for first place. Separation maybe about a mere 5 points. It just goes to show how each team would have been preparing for the season, so commendation must be placed on the administration for all of these clubs who would have showed up to really ensure that the 2023-2024 season, that their team would have been properly represented. But of course, only 4 teams could really make it, and St. Paul's is happy to be one of those 4 teams. Now for St. Paul's, yes, we had a very good first round. I think the team came out in the first round and as we were transitioning from our former coach. And I think the team really came out. But somewhere during the end of the first round, you know, we started facing some injuries. But St. Paul's was happy that, you know, the first round we really came out the blocks fast, or else somebody else might have been at the table today. So we had enough points in terms to cushion ourselves to ensure that, you know, even the struggle that we had during the start of the second round, that we were able to sustain that to the point where we get in our last game against Keon, you know, thanks to Village, we were able to really, you know, just rest the players so that, because there's not much for us really, because for St. Paul's it was either finishing first for the 10,000 that the association advertised, and if once St. Peter's, Deacon, his team would have secured that in the last game, we felt that it was more important for us to make sure our players were healthy in preparation for the game against Old Road in the FA Cup finals, and I must congratulate them as well, winning their first cup ever. And I must also congratulate their head coach, you know, a man who would have left Connery, a team that was more championship caliber, to go to rebuild a team in Old Road that never really had any form of competitiveness in the league, to rebuild them to a point where they were able to win their first FA Cup title. So I must congratulate Old Road for that, even though they beat St. Paul's. You know, when you're accustomed to winning, you also know how it is to lose. So for St. Paul's, we are happy to be here, and, you know, as colleague from Old Road says, about encouraging persons to really come out and support the league. As they said, the standard would have raised, and I can assure you that based on the energy from the 4 teams this morning, that the level in the playoff would even be much greater than it was in the season.
Thank you, Mr. Edney. Now, Mr. Ed Mabel just highlighted some of the challenges that his team would have incurred. I'll just cross the floor again to ask the other teams, what challenges did you have, and players, in regards to highlighting your players, in regards to transitioning, are there any players that you would like to identify at this time with reference to transitioning and making the team get to the level that it is right now in the Final Four? Mr. Huggins?
Pay a special tribute to the man called Pocket, our goalkeeper. I think he had a real excellent season. We all know Pocket when he was a few years back playing in the league. I don't want to dwell on that too much, but from there until now you could see that he has grown tremendously. And I think, in my estimation, he should be up for MVP of the league. Our best goalkeeper or something. He deserves something like that. I ain't trying to put nothing in nobody's head, but yeah, we also had a few injuries, but like a good friend on the other side, Ed made mention, it's very difficult sometimes when you're training your team and some of your key players got to be out because of injury. That's why we stress a lot on players conditioning themselves, making sure that they do the right stuff so that things like this can be prevented, or if it do happen, they can recover quickly. So again, we need, as clubs, not only my team, but the other clubs around, we need to pay special attention to conditioning of the players. And also rehab. A lot of times we get injured too, and we don't want to sit down. Coaches don't want to tell the players, well, you ain't playing today because you're injured. So we got to make sure that we take onus upon ourselves too and impress upon the players that this must happen in order for them to go longer and in order for the team to have them when the time is right. So we had our challenges as well. We had few players don't want to come train and all that, and we had to like sideline them because we don't want a distraction. Nevertheless, we are here, and I forget to mention earlier though, I want to say it now, remember. I want to say thanks to the executive of St. Peter's. I think they work very hard to ensure that we are here where we're supposed to be. Also to the sponsors, Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, for their general support throughout the whole tournament. They're always there at the practice. They'll come by and stay around what the team train. Any social function we have, they're there. So I want to say thanks to the bank. And also, once the head is strong, I think everything else will just fall in place after.
Thank you, Mr. Huggins. Mr. Nelson?
Yes, I think with us being an amateur league, I think you would always incur challenges. Even at the professional level, you would always find that teams have challenges. For us, I think, one, it was injuries. We had a few players that were injured, and special mention to our medical staff because they worked tirelessly. I mean, some nights, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, they're still down on the field with players. I mean, you don't find that happening very often, so that must be commended. Also, I think during the season, we were at the top for a short while, and once you fall off, players tend to take that to mean, the team's going downhill and whatnot. So it needed, players, mature players, experienced players to talk to the younger ones to let them know that, tough times don't last, basically. Tough people do. And you need to stick with it. It's not going to be perfect all the time. I don't think anyone expects to go through an entire season, winning all the games. There must be some shortcomings, and it's how we can use that. How we use that to come back and to learn from it. And I think even though we experienced the challenges, I think we used that and ended the season, the last game specifically. I know even though Mr. St. Paul said, they were resting players and whatnot, I think from going down 2 goals for us to coming back and scoring, normally you would find that teams would break down. It's not easy. So that takes resilience to come back from something like that. So I must commend the players again for, sticking to it, because that is necessary, and that is definitely going to be needed in the 4. It being a Final 4 now as opposed to the Super 6, every game is like a final. You can't afford to lose any games, basically. You can't afford to drop points. Whereas in the Super 6, you could lose the first game and you have other games to recover. It's different in the Final 4. So again, I think us having that sort of mentality is very important for us. So, yeah.
Well, for us, our first challenge that we had to overcome to of our key players, there was a lot of things saying like they want to know how we're going to come out this season, seeing that 2 of our key players are also. We feel like we had to overcome that to show the fraternity here that we're more than just 2 players, you know. We're a very, very talented group. Also, we had a lot of injuries as well. So it was more about recovery this season, seeing that, especially in the last part of the season, so many games in a short period of time. So it's more about how we recover, more mental toughness. I want to commend a few, especially with coach. Sometimes he may be annoying sometimes, but it's for a good cause. He keep us on our heels, you know. So also our medical staff too, not really big, but she did a lot of work with us. Our the head of the department, they've been working tirelessly behind the scenes, our sponsors, etc. I mean, you know, it's football at the end of the day, and this is a young team, so we had to find the legs and stop complaining. Also, I want to commend our defense, especially. They came up big this season, seeing that a lot of goals were scored on us last season, so we had to fix that. We are always capable of scoring goals, so it was about stopping what going in the back of the net. So basically that's it. You know, I want all our players are key players to me, so I don't want to highlight anything. We know where we go out for, everybody know the roles, so everybody for us is a key player.
Anything you want to add, Mr. Edmead?
All right, well, just to say that our challenges were mainly, as we said, a transition. It's more about breaking in a lot of our younger players. St. Paul's has always been a team that has built on strong defense, and we can say this season is one of those seasons when we think that we would have conceded the most goals as we try to rebuild our defensive line. I must say that going into the 4, we are much more confident, as we would have those young players would have gotten a chance to really experience the competitive nature of the football. If I have to pinpoint anyone, I could look at one of the youngest guys on the team, Darren Thomas, very strong, very young, but yet he's a stellar guy there in our defense. And, you know, situation like this, it's time for us to really encourage these younger players, you know, as they continue to develop. Someone who I trust to see breaking into the national team at some point in time, hint, hint, a very good defensive player. And in terms of, for St. Paul's, our challenge is the fact that the expectations for the club is very high. So, you know, for us, where you see us finishing 4th, for many persons, it's like a bad finish, whereas for other teams, that's an accomplishment. So our challenge is mainly within ourselves, you know, who a team who are really in the top 2 and so forth. So going into the 4, as I said, everything is back at 0, and it's just about wishing each team at the table here the best, because they would have done the work to be here. So any one of us here deserve the right to win.
Thank you, Mr. Edmead. I will now turn the floor over to the media houses for questions and answers.
Good morning. Lusher and Dixon, St. Kitts News Observer. My question to the clubs, all of you spoke about how competitive the league was. The question is, how has that impacted your season, overall the competitiveness of the league? I know we hit the reset button for the playoffs. How easy or hard will it be to switch on again to try and win some silverware?
For us, Azul Can Rockets, I think the league being so competitive, I think it forced us to elevate ourselves and to build our game, because in order for us to be there at the finish line, we're not at the finish line yet, but the last 10 meters, in order for us to be there, we know we have to build our game and execute when it comes to those moments. So we know we had to make sure that we are competitive enough to last. So I think the league helped us to shape ourselves, and I think us being this competitive now, it would only help us in years to come. The aim is not to get competitive, to get to this level, to digress. It is for us to keep going. So I think in terms of longevity and whatnot, it's definitely helpful.
All right. I would say that, just to build on what Vince said, is that because the league would have been so competitive, I think, well, I think I could speak for the 4 teams when I say that going into the playoff, I don't think there's much to change, because every game has really been like a playoff game, especially coming down to the last 3 or 4 games when we started fighting for positions. So, again, I don't think, well, because Olio and myself would have played last, I don't think there was much time for a switch off. So the level has been so high, and because the other teams have just finished playing, because I can speak to St. Peter, sorry if I'm speaking on your behalf, Biko, that the level that I think I've saw St. Peter's playing with the last couple of games, I don't see how Deco can come back and say that that level would have dropped in a few days, because I think that each team has really helped to really sharpen the other team every game.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, the colleagues have said, so it's just me piggybacking on it. So it's like, seeing that the league has been so competitive, everybody had to raise the level. So it's more, all I could say is just beautiful football being played, you know what I mean? And it's a proud thing to see, nation, we're going in the right direction. So as to in the Final Four, ain't much to change, it's to raise again. You know what I mean? You can't drop again, so seeing that you're closer now, every team here ambitious, so everybody will want to raise the level. So we know that the level we got to raise again in the Final Four.
The league is over, and what is done is done. So the Final Four now, which is the big stage, this is where everybody now got to raise their play even to another level, a higher standard, because every match, like Vince said, can be like a final, because everybody want to wear the crown as the Federation champion team. And this, again, we can go about it as if it's just a game. The mentality of the players got to be right. We got to understand that this is a do-or-die moment, and we got to do all what we have to do to ensure that the victory come to the team. So preparation got to be key. The players' mentality got to be key. Attitude and sound in training got to be serious. Commitment, sacrifice, all that got to come in play. Because during the season, when you can't come train today because you might gotta make a run down the road, we ain't got no time for that now. Because we got to get everything drilling and make sure that everybody remains sharp. So, like I say, it's going to be very exciting, so I'm looking forward for that.
All right. Good morning. Ralston Rankin, Sugar City FM. My question
for the president, and I have a question for you guys as well. Has there been any challenges throughout the season, right, of the tournament, whereby the fans and the association can see some improvement for the next season, right? That is throughout the tournament, right? And also for the Final Four, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't think you give in your opening remarks the venue or venues where the Final Four will be held. So if you can elaborate on that as well. And to the captains or coaches, you know, you guys mentioned about the challenges you faced throughout the tournament, but what are some of the challenges that you would have faced, you know, leading up to the Final Four, right? For example, you know, like fans misbehaving, any improvement whatsoever you guys would like to see from the association, because this is why we have a press conference as well, right? For you to say what's on your mind as well, all right? So if there's any improvement, you know, leading up to the Final Four, you know, that you guys would like to see from the fans or the association, you can address it now as well.
Thank you for your questions. The venue, Warner Park Football Stadium, that's where the entire playoff is going to be played. Yes, we had to utilize the Technical Center as an alternative venue due to circumstances beyond our control. But all matches for the playoff would be played at Warner Park Football Stadium starting on Sunday. Some of the challenges, dealing with the clubs, it's almost like dealing with your kids at times. And I think I'm not speaking out of turn, but I think every club would feel like everybody else against them. And I know the office, the secretariat, I know you have to deal with them 24/7. And some of the challenges that the clubs that might face, we try our best to assist and rectify, come to a resolution with a number of these issues. I know finances is always going to be an issue, hence why we chose to increase the club support with the member assistant program, where clubs can get up to $25,000 based on various programs, including club licensing, which each club must acquire in order to participate in our seasons, our competition, as we aim to professionalize the setup, not just on the field, where we focus on the field, we have to focus off the field as well, because the governance is key. And I think that's where we have some challenges. The governance part, it's taken a little bit longer. And we've seen some improvement this year, and we'll continue to work with the club to build capacity and encourage clubs to professionalize their organization. Tickets, I would say that our league offer the cheapest ticket probably in the world, where if you look at it, it's basically $750 a match, you know, $750 easy a match. And with National Bank group of companies coming on board, I think you were running a promotion together where it was 50% off of that $750, you know? So I think in terms of giving back to our fans, I think that was a positive for us, and we saw the turnout, and I think currently it's 10% off utilizing the National Bank Visa card. So we'll continue to push, we'll continue to support our clubs. We're also offering the top 4 teams $2,000 in preparation fee, and this wasn't mentioned before, but for this playoff, we'll also offer a win bonus of $1,000. So we don't want any draws, we want wins. So go out, give your best, and continue to strive. And thank you again for National Bank Group of Companies, because without you, we won't be able to offer some of these support to our member clubs.
In terms of the fans, has there been any complaints or reports from the fans whereby the association would take into consideration and improve on throughout the season?
Yes, I think one of the things, the facilities, I think that's going to always be a challenge. The St. Kitts Nevis Football Association is not The only facility we really have control over is the National Bank Group of Companies Technical Center, and we're trying our best to continue improvement. We were recently built over here to your right or left, the bathroom facilities, so that where spectators can now comfortably utilize the restrooms, etc. Many have spoken about the roofing or covering. However, if you look at where the bleachers are on the western side, so I don't know how much sense it would make, how much of a difference it would make if we put a roof over there when it rains. So we try to utilize and have the tents available as much as possible, so that way in case rainfall. But I would like to encourage the fans to also be prepared and make it a party atmosphere. Come out, think of it as a Juve Jam, come out, support your team. In your replicas, I know the clubs here have really improved on their merchandising. I've seen a lot of blues, a lot of red and black, and various colors at the various stadiums, and the bragging rights on social media, etc. You want to continue that, and I know, again, National Bank Group of Companies will be having promotions and fan appreciation events as well. So that we are fanfare stuff. So I think this next couple weeks going to be an exciting one, and may the best two teams advance to the finals, and may the best team win.
Your question? Your follow-up question, sir.
I think, just if I'm not mistaken, I think the question was the challenges leading up to the final four. Most of them were similar challenges, whereas players, we had injuries, things like that, and off the field. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think leading up to the playoffs after the field, I don't think we had that many challenges, and if we did, our technical staff, I think they usually, the backs are broad, so they usually take all of those and they deal with it, so they don't really share that with players, and I think that is what's supposed to happen, because once things like that get into the players' heads, then they tend to let it affect their mentality, and we don't really want that. So what I can speak to though is, for the fans, I think they just need to be patient most times, and just to understand that we are working towards the same goal. So if we could have them on the same page with us or as us, then I think the clubs would be fine. That's from me.
I would like to see a mechanism put in place whereby when players come to play, instead of having to stand outside the gate and wait until somebody from the club come and give them a pass. Sometimes the person might be late, but the team got to prepare themselves on the inside, and we got to be waiting, I think, sometime too long before we get everybody in the locker room. I understand that players are fans, whoever, just can't come in just like that, but I think we all know who the players are, and if we could get something organized, because we walk in St. Kitts before we come play. We don't all come on the same bus. Some people might get released from the job later than some. Some might got to travel far to get the things and so on. So I would like the FA to look into that a little more on behalf of the clubs. Apart from that, I don't see anything else of great concern. We all know why the games are played up here. To me, this is an excellent venue. Other countries come and they love it bad. You sit down out there and you can see beautiful backdrop. You can see all the way down the peninsula. And you can see the mountains all over. Beautiful. No, we are in the world, you can see that, but St. Kitts. And I think the feel, a very good feel, it was said that St. Peter's trained there every day. I would love to, because we only went there once, and we had to beg. But yeah, it's a nice venue, and I can't wait to see it fully developed. So kudos to the association and all who help and rally behind the association, the clubs, everybody who are putting in their all to ensure that the football reach to the level it is right now. I want to say thanks to them as well.
See, now we don't be out here for too long for real. Like, sometimes we just standing up, sometimes only 2 people searching, and there's a whole team, like 20 plus players. Plus, if you meet the next team, there's a next waiting session. Other than that, I think the only problem we all facing right now is the repercussions that fans need. You know what I mean? We're running out, so I think that's the only problem we're facing right now. Other than that, everything good. Everybody wants shirts.
Okay, for St. Paul, it's more, you could look at internal issues in the sense that leading up to the for administration, you understand the importance of the games, and sometimes you have to remind the players of the importance, because sometimes they still approach it like it's a normal season, outside of the fact of the urgency in terms of why there are certain things put in place. But the president would have highlighted on one of our concerns, and I think it would be a concern for all the teams here, is preparation, because when you start preparing for the four, your expenses goes up. And that has been one of the challenges for us in St. Paul's, because now you want to keep the team more close together, which means now you have to dig your hand further down in the pocket. So the president would have mentioned the preparation fee. So for me, for the president, what I would like to see in the next year, the season going forward, is that you have that preparation fee ready for when the 4 teams have already decided, because the team, the games will start Sunday. Right now, President, I would have loved to be spending some of that money to get my team ready for Sunday, because assuming most teams will be doing some form of camping or some kind of, so, that's just one of the challenges that we face in terms of ensuring that we have the finance to support, to provide for the players, because you're now taking them out of their normal accommodation and putting them into a facility, and some of them expect the same better meals, and for us, we want to give them the best meal as well, because you expect something from them. So in terms of external outside the club, in terms of the fans, I guess maybe because of St. Paul's and where they're coming from, leading up to the games, most of the games are here. So there's always been a challenge in terms of getting to the facility in the event that they don't have their own transportation. But the venue here at the Technical Center is lovely. So for us, it's not necessarily the venue, it's more or less the location. Where Basta is more centralized, it's easy to get more fans out. Coming here, you see, we saw a drop-off from our fans because of being able to access. Where some will say St. Peter's bus stop run at a particular time. I don't know how true that is, but those are the things that you would hear. But outside of that, I think St. Paul's is prepared for whatever is to come.
Lashan, again, a question about disciplinary and suspensions. This season, we saw a number of players missing to suspension for indiscretion on the field. How important is it as a club to preach to your players that you're not only representing yourself, but you're representing a club? The club has a sponsor, the league has a sponsor, as well as the community and the federation as a whole, because the games are broadcast. So how important is it from a club standpoint that you preach accountability amongst the players to control their emotions during these games and not bring the game and the sponsors into dispute?
Okay. It's a very good question, and it is something that for St. Paul's we try to preach every game. But, sometimes we have to understand that the game of football is a very passionate game. And sometimes even though we try to ensure the players that they control themselves, because they're representing not only the name on the shirt of your club, but also sponsorship. These are things that have highlighted and been pointed out in St. Paul's. And it is something that we're trying to work on, because I think my club, speaking of St. Paul's, we are very fierce players, we're very aggressive. And sometimes in this spur of a moment, you could have, we have a lot of outbursts that may be captured on the live stream, but I can assure you that it is something that we honestly, in St. Paul, we have discussed. It's something that we are hoping that we can try to minimize. But saying all that, sometimes we also have to understand that a lot of these disciplinary actions, reactions, are also based on how the games are officiated. So it's not always so much on the players. So we also have to look at the officiating as well, that cause a lot of these reactions.
Edmund rightfully mentioned about the officiating. I don't want to be knocking the referees, because I myself was a player and I don't really try to get down too much on the referee, because without them there's no game. But sometimes the calls might be very ridiculous sometimes. I don't even understand them myself, and sometimes the referees themselves try to impose themselves among the players and the coaches in some kind of way that, to me, is not forthcoming towards football. I've been all over, play all over, and I never see referee operate like the way how some of our referees operate. And that, to me, also add towards how the players operate on the field. We also try to impress upon the players that discipline is a must. I personally don't tolerate certain behavior from the players on the bench, because we still got to respect the game. Football is most important. Football is life. So we got to send a right message towards all the youths, the fans, everybody that is looking on TV, live. So it's important that we all ensure that a certain level of discipline is carried out, especially now in the Final Four, especially now the standard had been raised to a higher level. So the discipline himself has to be to a higher level as well. And this is why, we get yellow cards and red cards and so on, because the emotions and they're generally running high. Some players could control. So we want to also impress everybody, try to control themselves in a more orderly manner and let football be the winner.
Well, the discipline, we tend to preach that a lot, and our players, seeing that a lot of our players are very young, so some of them are naive, so we tend to always, like the senior players and the coaches, and we always preach discipline, like control your emotions, but at the end of the football is football, and tempo's going to flee at the time, so. But one thing I call for is consistency. Consistency in the officiating, in disciplinary actions. I think it should be equal across the board in everything. You know what I mean? That's the only thing, problem I really got. Yeah.
So for me, I am going to try not to speak too much on the officiating, because I have to go out and play still, and I don't want to put a target on my back. So I'm going to leave that alone. I would say, though, that there's always room for improvement in whatever we do. The disciplinary, in terms of inside the club, I think we preach it as much as we could. And I think most of the players understand that it is necessary for them to be as disciplined as possible, because the team needs everybody, and they need to understand that. Also, being a player, once you have love and passion for the game, sometimes it is very difficult to control that. Sometimes it happens and you don't even know it happens. So almost subconsciously, right? So I think what we could do in that sense is, yes, like Kwan said, the disciplinary actions and the disciplines, we have to make it consistent across the board, yes, and let players know that yes, you could do this, but once you do that, there's a reaction to it. So you let them know if that's how you feel like you need to deal with a certain situation, do whatever. I'm not encouraging anything, but I'm saying just understand that there's a consequence to it. And I think once you understand that and you are willing to bear that, then, I mean, you made up your mind already. So I think just understand that there's a consequence. And I think as long as you are a self-aware person and you understand whatever your club is trying to build, then you will try to limit your reactions to certain things on the field. But, like I said, as long as you understand that there's a consequence, then I think we should be fine.
Okay, it's not so much of a question, but Mr. President, I know for a fact you heard pretty much everything the clubs have spoken on, and I'm sure for the upcoming next season and in the future, I'm sure the association, I know for a fact, 100%, I have faith in you guys that you will, try your best to see how best you can adhere and work along with the clubs pertaining to the concerns. If you want to speak anything on that, you can.
Yes, we always try our best to address matters and concerns from our member clubs. Regarding the officiating, we can boast that we have 11 FIFA match officials, one of the highest rating in the region, I think next to just behind Jamaica, and we'll continue to strive to improve the quality, as always, not just the officiating, but on the field, changing the mentality of our players, our coaches, our fans, etc. You see, this year has been one of the most, well, I dub it the most competitive season ever. The mentality for our players, especially, to get that mindset, that professional mindset, so that way, after matches, I know there have been a few complaints about matches coming too fast, etc., etc. Players need rest, but now this is now training their minds and training them to now adapt to recuperation, preparing for the next one. The coaches with periodization plans, etc. So you're playing Wednesday, you have a game on Saturday. So what do? Do you have a hard session on Thursday, or do you use Thursday for recovery and then a light session on the Friday prior to the match, etc., etc. So you've seen improvement there, and we're hoping to continue that down the road. Some clubs have already reached out to the office asking when next season gonna start, and I don't think it's these 4 clubs. But, yeah, asking when the next season gonna start. Is it gonna be later this year or next year? But that's the competition committee will advise us on when we think it's best to move forward. We also know that we are planning to have other competitions where more local-based players can be involved in the national team, and having competitive season like this, I'm almost certain that the next national team call-up we will see a lot more local-based players based on their performance this year in the season.
I do.
So definitely, yes, that was part of the plan. Reducing the amount of teams in our top division has definitely shown why we did it this season. The competitiveness started. I mean, You would have seen teams on the beach. At one point, I think it was 5 or 6 at the beach, even when we had breaks and so forth. In years prior, you never used to see that. So it shows the type of engagement and consistency this season and motivation the clubs had in competing and getting to this stage. Also there has been hot topics about the bottom end of the Premier Division, where 2 teams automatically get demoted, relegated to the first division, or Division 1, and then the 8th place team were playing a promotion relegation playoff. On speaking, it was funny because I would have recently traveled and had a conversation with a representative from CONCACAF, actually 2 representatives from CONCACAF, and when I would have explained it to them, they said that's brilliant. The reason why, psychologically, a team, dubbed a big team, don't want to be in that position. And then also on the flip end, you give another team in the Division 1 hope of going up, coming up to the top division. So not just the Premier Division have improved in quality. You look at the First Division, the quality have really raised in First Division, where at one point you had like 5 or 6 teams vying for promotion. So next season, I can almost guarantee that both Premier Division and Division 1 gonna be top notch.
Well, yes, it give us momentum, yes. Because now we know how it feels to win one, so it's just trying to have that feeling again. So, and the other part, it was just a lapse in concentration for the players. Not about fitness, not about anything else, it was just lapse in concentration. So we've been working on it a lot tirelessly. So yeah, we're gonna fix it for real.
Thank you. If there are no other questions, we'll wrap up today's session. Let me take this opportunity to thank and congratulate again the 4 teams that have advanced to the playoffs in our Premier League, which is Development Bank, St. Peter's, Azul KR Rocket. Continuing down, we have Old Road Jets, and last but not least, St. Paul's United. It is going to be an exciting playoff and a very, very competitive playoff. You can prepare yourself for that. So come on out early. The games are at 6 and 8 p.m. at the Warner Park Football Stadium. The president gave an incentive for a win, no draw in this, so $1,000 incentive. National Bank has also committed themselves to 10% off, correct? 10% off as long as you use your bank card. So please, come out and support your teams, wear your replicas, and we'll see you at Warner Park Football Stadium on Sunday. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
National Home Loans. Get your dream home. All could be yours. Walk through the door. Come take what you need. Get you the keys. All could be yours. What you deserve. National Home Loans. Get your dream home. Get your dream home. Right it. Get your dream home. National Home Loans. Get your dream home.
National Home Loans. Home ownership made easy. When you're with National, you're home.